Everyone just needs to put the paint down.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and I spend too much time on the internet. We know this. I don't have to tell you this, okay? But what's been this very frustrating, chaotic trend lately is do-it-yourself home renovations, apartment DIYs, all of that just make my skin crawl, that just activate my fight or flight reflex. And I don't know what the deal is, but every time I see one, it feels like a personal attack on me. And I know it's not. I know it's just people living their lives, but I also want to make content, okay? So I'm gonna share these things with you, and we're gonna go through two more installments. If you wanna see my last video on chaotic home renovations, specifically ones from TikTok, I will have that link down below. And one of the ones that I'm going to talk about today is specifically from TikTok, but the other one is mostly on Instagram that has bled into TikTok. And you know what? Caroline Calloway deserves the exception because she is just a chaotic individual wrapped in Cambridge hoodies. I don't know. She doesn't even wear Cambridge hoodies that much anymore. So where to start with Caroline Calloway? I every once in a while go through phases where I'm like, I'm gonna do a full video dedicated to Caroline, and I'm gonna go through her shenanigans and all of that. And now I've decided that like my goal is to just have her on the Swell Shenanigans podcast and just have her run through her own shenanigans, and then we like debate about which ones are worse and all of that. Because I truly a chaotic being, like constant point of chaos, consistent point of chaos. Like I never know when she's gonna pop up on my timeline, but I know when she does, it's gonna fill me with a sense of unease, okay? That's Caroline Calloway and her social media presence. For those of you who don't know, she's like one of the original Instagram influencers, girlies. She became known for being an American student, going to Cambridge and writing about it on Instagram. She now has coined the term scammer for herself. She has a book coming out, all this stuff. Anyway, she has a studio apartment that she rents in New York City. If I were to do like a full deep dive into Caroline Calloway and everything about her, it would be like a 2-hour long video. It would be too much. So I'm skipping stuff to get to the chaotic home renovation because, oh my God. Anyway, she rents her studio apartment, okay? And there's been shenanigans with the apartment over the last couple of years since her creativity workshops. Oh God, I'm referencing all of these things for Caroline, and I don't have time to explain any of them. I hate it. She has the studio apartment, okay? And it's usually, I don't even want to say controlled chaos, aesthetic chaos. Let's say that. That's her organization style, aesthetic chaos. Maximalism in a sense that like if you step wrong, you're destroying the whole apartment. Does that make sense? Like that's Caroline's apartment aesthetic. And a lot of things about the studio, like I would love to live in it because I am not a minimalist, okay? I'm a maximalist. I just don't have enough stuff to fill up my apartment because I do like being able to move around. So I would not want to do to my studio what she's done to her studio as far as the amount of stuff goes. However, this renovation comes in, stresses me out so much. So a lot of renters have a variety of like what they're willing to do to their apartment that they are still comfortable with. There's a whole bunch of like temporary DIY videos on YouTube for like, hey, I'm renting an apartment. What's a temporary DIY can do so that I can make this space my own, but also not lose my security deposit? And there's also plenty of people who have no problem with losing their security deposit. And they just decide that, oh, whatever I want to do to my apartment, I can do to my apartment. And I just have to be cool with losing X amount of money. Okay. I'm not one of those people. I have anxiety. I've been evicted, okay, from places growing up, okay? Like I have anxiety over being a good tenant, having a space that is my own, okay? One day I would like to own property so I don't have to deal with landlords ever again. Would love that. However, I understand like the desire to want to make a space your own and making changes and DIYs and like renovations to a space to make it your own, okay? Totally get that. Nothing wrong with that. But a lot of the changes that people make, renovations that people make, are undoable and or fixable. What Caroline did is not that. Caroline has these beautiful, had these beautiful hardwood floors in her studio apartment. Dark wood, stunning, beautiful. Do you know what she did? Guess what she did? She painted the walls white and then she painted the floors white. Just painted the floors white. But that's not all. That's not all. It's not just the white floors like we're in an insane asylum. It's the way that she didn't move her piles of stuff. She didn't move her piles of stuff, her piles of clothes, all of it. She just painted around it. She just painted around it. And based on the amount of paint on her legs, her hands, her cat, I'm assuming she took like no proper precautions with this paint job. She painted around her piles of stuff. And it makes me so viscerally uncomfortable, like so viscerally uncomfortable, because you can see each individual brushstrokes. Each individual brushstrokes where she is clearly trying to see how close she can get to the piles of stuff without actually getting paint on them. And I'm genuinely, like, I'm picturing her quite literally like squatted, like on the piles of clothes, and then painting around it, because she's not on her hands and knees, or she may have well be based on how much paint she got on herself. She could easily have just been like squatting in the wet paint and painting that way. Oh my God. I'm like, I have anxiety for her because like you can't undo that. They're just gonna have to either throw carpet over it or redo the whole floor, tear everything up and do it again. And like, that's not even like your security deposit. Like, you're paying for that. Like, that's, ooh. Not only that, she painted her whole walls and hung up all these shelving units. The way she hung up these shelves is so concerning. Like, I don't know how they're gonna survive. Maybe it's just because I'm in California. She's in New York. They get less earthquakes than we do. But like, I would assume that like, okay, this shelf is gonna be the last thing I see before I die. Like, this pile of books, very pretty, very aesthetic, but this will be what kills me. That's where my brain would go. Apparently, Caroline doesn't think like that, because every wall, I mean, I'd prefer her doing that than like the piles of books on her floor, because that's what she's had for a while now. And that does stress me out because I used to be that type of person. And the amount of like dust that just like collects in the books when you do that is so bad. It doesn't matter how clean you keep the room or the apartment. There will be dust that like collects on the books. It's just not good. Anyway, Caroline was stressing me out posting these photos. And she was like, do my photos make you want to paint your floor white? And it's like, oh my God, no, this makes me want to like go outside and touch grass so I don't keep looking at this. Like, I like, if I called my therapist and told her about this, like, she would prescribe me to go touch grass. Like, that's what would happen. Okay. Like, it's so stressful. But that's not even just that. So she had the circles and I was like, okay, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to keep moving my day. But then Caroline popped up on my For You page on TikTok. Popped up on my For You page. And I'm just going to show you the video. There is a song here, it's not important. I'm not gonna get a copyright claim if I'm putting myself through these videos. I want my money. She knows what she's doing, okay? So for anyone who's like, oh, she's just living her life. No, she knows what she's doing. And she's also smart. I do think that there's a level of trolling that's like brilliant, you know, that I can't knock a hustle when I see one. I mean, I'm making a video about her, for fuck's sake. Like, she knows what she's doing. And I know I'm giving her what she wants when I do this. But like, I need you all to know, because too many people that follow me do not know anything about Caroline Calloway. And I've just decided that that's unacceptable. Like, I physically cannot function without people knowing about Caroline Calloway in my life, because I can't be the only one suffering, okay? I can't be the only one with this amount of stress and turmoil in my stomach, okay? Every time I accidentally click on one of her Instagram stories, okay? I just can't. I can't be the only one with this knowledge. That's what this channel is I learn about things, I get worked up, and then I tell you about them. And then when YouTube suddenly starts promoting my content again, the comment section is full of people calling me psychotic and dumb and annoying, which is great. That's fine. I love the engagement. Thank you. The algorithm loves it too. But she put this video out there and it's just like, she just dumps the paint out. Like, you're wasting paint. And also like the fumes. Are you opening a window, Caroline? What about your cats? What are your cats doing? Or does she have one or two? I can't remember. I think she has one cat. She might have more than one, but she has at least one cat. And I know she needs to be, there's no ventilation in a studio apartment. It's a room. What are you doing with your cats when you are painting the floor? Okay. That's not all, because then she posted this on Instagram. Oh yeah. Okay. She posted Twitter. I have a present for you. So she painted her kitchen area, this sky blue color, okay, over her white cabinets. I think that's like a good way to update your space. Personally, I think stick and peel, whatever, probably smarter, you know, just because renting. But that's not all Caroline did. She didn't just try and paint them like this bright sky blue. She didn't just do that, no. She did it in I need to breathe. So not only did Caroline paint her cupboards blue, no, she decided that instead of taping off her appliances, she was just gonna paint them. She just painted over the microwave. The same color. The window inside the microwave that looks inside, yeah, she painted that too. Caroline, if you see this, your painted microwave is my new sleep paralysis demon. It makes me so viscerally uncomfortable because like I'm just thinking like some science person, microwaves, do those activate paint fumes? Like the chemicals in paint already near your food, one thing. But like to every time, oh God. I hate this so much. Okay. What drives me crazy too about the white floors is because, so she's slowly painting more and more of her floors and like filling up the gaps where she had left them, except for under the largest wall in her apartment, underneath the bookshelf. It's just like this whole blank chunk of like wood. And if she doesn't paint it soon, like I'm gonna file charges. I will sue Caroline Calloway for emotional distress because no, I just need her to stop. And I know by the time this video comes out, she will have made updates. Like I know there's gonna be more done. Like she's slowly sorting her books away, selling off some of her books, hanging up stuff. She has plenty of plants to put around. Hopefully by the time this video is up, she will have painted that strip of wood. I hope she does it. I hope she paints it. Just commit, Caroline. Stop it. Just do it. Please. Next. A lot of you have realized that like I'm on TikTok. I don't just consume content. I do have a few videos on there. I would like to get better at making TikToks, but I'm just terminally online, so it's better for me to just consume for content. But a lot of you have started tagging me in TikTok videos, which is great. Love it. Except for the one that you guys tagged me in of, okay, I wasn't going to even talk about this, but I need to so you guys don't be like, why didn't you talk about the cat litter? Now look at me and this opportunity that's standing right in front of me to not get a copyright claim. Girls had cats that kept pooping everywhere, so they just took cat litter and just filled the bathroom with it. So their cats could just have the whole bathroom be a litter box. Anyway, but a lot of you were sending me this video. Like I previously did in my last video on chaotic home renovations, I interviewed Grace, also known as Green Bathroom Renovation. And I didn't reach out to this TikTok user because I'm fairly certain he's trolling. But he's actually doing the things that he's trolling, and I don't think I'm mentally prepared for like if I were to have like a conversation with him. Cult leaders I can deal with. The guy who used fish as a stamp to put a detailing on his ceiling, I don't think I can handle that emotionally. So yeah, that's what this is. You guys sent me this TikTok. I'm just gonna show you this.
So today I painted my bathroom ceiling using real fish as paintbrushes. So here it is before, you know, just plain old vanilla ceiling, and I got a Branzino and a Dorade. I painted the Branzino this Prussian blue. Thanked the fish for giving me its life, and here I am carefully doing the printing. As you can see, you kind of roll it on. In a pond or something. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks. Here is the final product. So it's not for everyone, but that's what I want. I wanted a unique, weird, playful, fun, lively ceiling for my bathroom.
See, he keeps looking into the camera with like such a self-satisfied smile that I have to believe he's joking. Like he's playing a character, but he's actually doing this. So it doesn't matter that he's playing a character. Like this is a thing that he did to his apartment, in his building. Like this is a thing that he did to his bathroom. Also, side note, I've never heard someone say that like just a plain old vanilla ceiling. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I was expecting him to like just use the tails and like like use the tails as like paintbrushes because that's what it said. But no, what he's doing is like stamping. He's like using them like a stamp. The way he paints it like so casually with the brush. This very nice blue color. And then he takes it and he's like, so what you can see is that I'm kind of rolling it. And he's like holding the head and the fish is just flopped down. The fish is like, oh God, he's holding the fish and then he's like slowly pushing it up so it stamps and then he just lets it flop down. Oh, see, I think what gets me with this is that if I were to go into his bathroom, if I looked up, it would take me a couple of seconds. Like I would have to look at a couple of the prints to be like, oh, that's a fish. That's what did that. How'd you get that detailing on your ceiling? And then he would just look me dead in the eyes and have to tell me that, no, I stamped them up there. I did that myself. I did that. I took fish, I took a Durat and a Branzino, and I painted them and I stamped them. I did that. He also got a content warning. To watch his video on his account, I got a content warning, like alarming content or warning, specific content or something. I'll check what it was. Which is interesting because, yeah, technically he's like playing with dead fish, but I mean, like there's cooking accounts on TikTok and they usually don't do that. So I guess it's an interesting ethics question if you really want to get into it.
So I wanted to add a third fish and I found some sprats at the store. And so I cleaned them and froze them so they wouldn't be as floppy. And then you know the drill. I chose the sort of like darker red watered down. And this time I used a cardboard kind of like backing to press them, which really helped. The final product, oh my God, it looks so good with the addition of the sprats.
He wanted to add a third fish to add more color because he had blue and black and he was like, you know what, I need more color. So he went to the store and found sprats, which I think are like sardines. I don't know. I'm uncultured. But he froze them so they wouldn't be as floppy. Then he painted them red with a different brush. And then he used a card this time to keep things steady because they are smaller fish. You wouldn't want to get, you know, your hands all up in there and get like fingerprints on your fish ceiling. You can't have that. You'd have to start all over. So he like uses it like a stamp, which very ingenious, but also makes me viscerally uncomfortable. These ones look less like fish and more like just like random squiggles. Like he just took a brush and went like that because they're like, I think they're missing heads. Like they're like cut up fish. His account will be linked. I'll link all of Caroline's Instagram, Twitter, because I mentioned Twitter, and then her TikTok account. I'll link the cat video, the kitty litter video too, even though it viscerally pains me. Overall, none of these videos affect me. Like I know I'm sitting here full body cringing, but like their apartment, their business, that type of thing. Okay. It just makes me viscerally uncomfortable. And overall, it's mostly harmless. Like, I mean, I'm worried about Caroline's cat with like the fumes in that apartment. And I'm worried about the kitty litter people. I'm worried about their breathing in. Like, how are you going to clean that? Like, Anyway, the fish ceiling, I mean, if he's disposing of the fish properly and they're like, yeah, I mean, does it smell like fish or does it just smell like paint in the bathroom? Anyway, their business, their problem. Do you watch any chaotic home renovations that make you viscerally uncomfortable? Is my channel still the only way that you get access to TikTok? Why do you trust me to be your ferryman of TikTok cringe? Why do you trust me with that? Truly, because it makes me uncomfortable. We need to do other things. I need to do other stuff. Do you have a chaotic home renovation that you would like me to talk about? Maybe I'll do a video one day of like having you all send me in your chaotic home renovations and I'll like rank them by how much they make me full body cringe or if it's like pretty. Like maybe we'll do that. Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, Swell Shenanigans, out now, out every Wednesday, link down below. I have a merch store, link down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also like to support me on Patreon, that'll be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be all up here. And that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. With Grace, with her video, it was like, hey guys, look, I messed up. Here's what I'm working with. I'm going to try and fix it. It wasn't like, here's this chaotic thing I'm doing. Like Grace, I do think like she did something impulsive and then was like trying to fix it. Everyone else, I think, is doing it intentionally. Thank you, Allie, Alan, Brayden, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Cody, Colton, Crash, PC, Destiny, Devin, Dirty One, Dawn, Elliot, Evan, Feckless, Hopeless, Hollow, Jacka Ray, Joe, John, M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kevin, Kim, Kristen, Lex, Lisa, Louise, Manga, Matt, O, Matthew S, Me, Lord the Red, Michael, Michael J, Name, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Prologue, Rob, Robert, Ross, Sam, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timothy, Tom, Wendy, Williams, Undery.